How we going, people? Thank you for joining me for another beer review, which of course means it's Beer Monster o'clock. Bash to the lot here. So what have we got today? We have a beer that goes by the name of Kalnapilis, I believe, original. Kalnapilis original, and it says SARS on the front, which is why I picked it up, because SARS is a good hop, and tends to mean it's a Pilsner. So I believe we've got a Pilsner here from Lithuania. Correct me if I'm mistaken in the comments, but I think it's a Lithuanian Pilsner from what I can make out. But it's all in Lithuanian, I suppose. So it's a very hard, I can't understand any of it, the ingredients, none of the writing, none of the spill. But I believe it to be a 5% Pilsner. I picked it up from a random Euro shop for about £1.79, I think it was. And it's a pint tin. So I think that represents good value, considering it's come from Lithuania as well. There's a look at your can. Yeah, let me know if you tried this bad boy in the comments. I believe I'd done one about a year ago called Kalnapilis Grand Select. I can't remember if I liked it or not, because it was a bleeding year ago. But I do remember doing that. Anyway, let's crack her open. A 1 Pinta tin. You can see on top there, Pinta. I hope it is a Pilsner, because if you know me, it's my favourite style of lager. I do love me a cheeky little Pilsner, I must say. So hopefully it's going to be a cracker. I mean, I'm not expecting it to be mind-blowing. Obviously, it's a macro Euro jobby, but it's certainly looking nice in the glass. It's got a nice, creamy-looking head to that. Really compact bubbles in that head. You can see, really packed, like kind of creamy, brilliant white, creamy look about it. It's a nice, pale, Pilsner-looking colour. So I definitely do think we're right with a Pilsner thing. Quite low levels of carbonation going up the glass there. Let's get the nose in there, have a little snifter, and check out the aromas of the Beveraginho. Not much. Cool, yeah. Don't know if I'm a bit bunged up, but that smells like close to bugger all. A little slight maltiness and grassiness, a bit of grassy malt, grassy hop. Very, very light on the aroma, if I'm honest. But does it taste good? In fact, there's a little bit of hazage going on here. There's some micro sediment in the glass I can detect. Very slight haze to the beer. Very, very slight. I mean, you really have to look at it close, you know what I mean? If I didn't have my spectacles on, I probably wouldn't even notice that. A little bit more in the can. Yeah, get it in there. Get in there. Right, cheers everybody. Bosh. Let's see if she's any good. Oh, that's not too shabby, that. That is not too shabby. It ain't no Pilsner or Quell. Let's get that one out of the way. It's not in that kind of level. I just love the Pilsner. I love Pilsner lagers, and this is only a cheap one, a Lithuanian one, but I could quite happily drink that, to be honest. It's a very drinkable lager. Quite basic, no bells, no whistles. It's refreshing. It ticks all the boxes. It's refreshing. It's got a nice crisp dryness towards the end. And what I like about it is the finish, actually. It's not like an intense bitterness, but what I'm getting is, you can tell it's that SARS hop, You're getting the bitterness. It's not massive. I don't know what the IBUs are on it, but it's not a big Pilsner bitterness. There is a Pilsner bite there, but there's also, like, for me, subtle kind of herbal and spicy notes, which I love it when the Pilsners do that. So like herbal, spicy, maybe a little tiny touch of citrus as well. I'm I'm not getting any syrup or nothing like that, which is always a bonus, and so often added to these European lagers. I could be wrong. I can't understand the bean ingredients. It might have syrup in it, but if it has, I'm not really tasting it. You got a kind of bready malt start, but the main star of the show for me is that bitterness. Although that's a subtle, not bitterness, the finish to the beer. Well, that's a subtle bitterness. I really do like the peppery, herbal kind of notes that accompany it. And it's got that crisp dryness that I like in a Pilsner. It's a simple but solid Pilsner. It's a cheap macro brew Pilsner. Got a little bit of lacing on the glass there as well. Medium sort of feel to the carbonation, light bodied. Yeah, subtle citrus. There is a slight, and this is why it's sort of not quite up there with the big boys. There's kind of a slight, I don't know how to describe it, almost like musty kind of taste about it. If that makes sense, I don't know the word for it, but there's just a kind of slight sweaty, musty kind of hint to it. Not enough to ruin the beer. That probably sounds terrible. A bit like that burp. Not enough to ruin the beer or nothing, but it, you know, it needs a bit more bitterness and it needs a bit more quality in the malts and stuff to be up there with the big boys. But it's perfectly drinkable. Pint tin, less than £2. Better than most of the stuff you can pick up in UK supermarkets. Yeah, not a bad little beverage that. As far as score goes, out of 10, what are we going to give her? What does she deserve? I'll go 7.5, 7.5 out of 10. Taking all things into account. Yeah, it's a nice drinkable lager, to be fair. Just don't expect it to blow you away. But it's perfectly acceptable, drinkable lager for a macro slammer at a reasonable price. Happy days. Thanks for watching, people. I do appreciate it. And consider subscribing to the channel if you've not done already. And do smash that thumbs up like button if you've made it this far, especially. It just helps the video gain a bit of traction on the algorithms. And it's free and it helps out people. So I'd appreciate that. Catch you on the next one, yeah? Bye-bye, darlings. Bye.